Well, Merry Christmas. Welcome back. Railroads Online Kung Fu Beer here. It is the Monday before Christmas, 2021. I'm doing a complete redo of the railroad thing here. This is what I've been doing. I started the freight depot. It took about a day and a half or so. I've made around every one of the industries. I boxed it in so that all the tracks are aligned and everything, so that if you wanted to go through and customize it yourself, you can. Here in a few days, maybe I'll have it all done with the way that I like to do it, so that I'll have that available for you as well. Right now on the mini works, this is Kung Fu Beer -8, so you should be able to get it now if you want it. But yeah, we're gonna lay some track. See you in a minute. Alright, so it's snowing. The update came out today. The Christmas update. And let's see, we are right here at the refinery. On the map, you saw that I had the other ones almost done. And there's still a bit to go. I put this here before it snowed. And I have a connect. I have a connect that goes from here, all the roadbed slash, not bridge, but they actually call the stone walls. Goes from here down towards the ironworks, and it's at grade. So I have to. I've been doing this in this fashion to make these nice curves. I have been putting in, let's see, we're doing it like this. I put in these guys, which takes about 3,000 hours, but by doing it, you get a perfectly straight track. And then I go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one, well, that's where the curve is going to start to go over there. And then that's where I do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as well. The curve will end basically into this one, but that's, that's where it's going. So I won't need this section of straight track anymore, but I do need to put a switch in. Now, from where I want the curve to start going, I need to take out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5. Problem is, this is on grade. So, let's go grab our stone wall again. We don't want to start it here because it's going to take that entire distance for the switch, and you can see that guy, that piece over there is kind of in the air. So let's say we want to come on the flat, and then we'll redo the grade. So we'll come over here a little bit. Oops. All right. So I haven't cut any trees down either. I've not cut any trees. Gonna delete some groundwork here. All right. So now we have our X cross piece, I guess you would say. Now where do we want our switch, on the left or right? Kind of makes sense to have it over here, because from here we'll run that way and go get the next one. So now we have a switch there. We can then once again connect this piece. You could either do a little small rail here from there to there, right? Go here. Let me just show you. So if you want to do just a tiny piece, we're looking for the paper clip. However, if you go from that side and then come around here, it will make a nice thing, a nice connection. We'll change this back over here to rails. And then we have a small little tiny piece there. Or we can just simply do the distance here. to make it nice and straight. Here we'll have to lay our groundwork. I normally do it similar to this. I'll put in constant grade here just to make it look nice. We're going into the stone wall, so it's as long as I get the corners, as long as I get the corners hidden, I'm okay. Something like that. Looks like crap. We'll end up fixing it though. We'll rerun some of this. We'll take out that piece, but let's put our landing in. So again, we won't need, I'll take one more out here where we're connecting in here. If we take out this side here, gives us a little bit longer area to get over there, and it will, you know, instead of coming in at a weird angle, at a pretty sharp angle. So where I had that, it was about here. Constant grade. Let's just do that right there. Then we're going to freehand it. So we want it to come in here. And again, I'm not too worried about the imperfections, because after I have it, I'm only using this as a reference to be able to lay the track here freehand again. So I'm going to come out. You know what looks good? So that's how I do it. I start that and I basically disconnect from laying it, because if I continue and go around the circle, what often happens is that the joint here will bunch up and looks like folded paper, and it looks terrible. So I'll do it from here. Do just a little bit. Can't see it because the trees are in the way, but I'm not cutting any trees down at this point. I want you to have the ability to cut your own trees down so you can have as close to the track or as far as the track as you want. This is, you know, I'm doing this so other people can enjoy it as well. Okay, so, and then we should be able to make our connection here. We'll run it back and look at it. It is difficult to do it with the trees in the way, but that's okay. All right, so it still did that. Remember, that's what I was just saying. It will kink it a bit, but I mean, we already have our flat or straight area there, so we can pretty easily just come back and fix that. So what I do is I'll come from this side. There's already a nice curve to it. Let's see. That shouldn't look too bad there. And then here we go. And then we're coming around the corner. I don't think that's too sharp. We'll find out. And then I have a stone wall here because I'm crossing over a gully. And then from here, I'll make my switches. I'm not doing them right now. I want to get all the industries hooked up to each other first. And then I'll go about designing my yards here that are within the areas. In the last ones that I created, I double tracked everything on the main line. And the problem with that, and you have a bunch of crossovers, the problem with that is when you're playing solo, you actually have to stop the engine, get out, change all these switches all the time. And while you've seen me play NM and Arco, it's not all the time. So I'm just doing single track between everything. And once I get here, I'll have the yard so I can throw 2 switches or 3 switches on each side, line up the track, and, you know, do whatever I need to do there. But it was more complicated than it needed to be for the amount of people that are playing. If I had, you know, 6 or 7 people playing at the same time, well, then we'd have multiple engines running at the same time, and then it would make sense to have double track. So in this setup that I'm doing here, it should be relatively easy to add a second track to everything if you want. And you see my loading platforms here. I did some of this where you lay down the stone wall just so you can see it. I was using the bridge tracking there to, make it stand out. But I don't know if I'm going to do that this time. I don't know that needs it really. These are these offset. The refinery here is kind of funny because it has offset to increase the challenge. So you're going to have to push back, disconnect, which is one of the major reasons for the yard here, so that you can disconnect a few, push them in, shove them back, offload them, pull them out, put them on a different track, grab the next set. It's just, that's how they set this one up, and that's what you're just going to have to do. On this side is the oil barrels. Another big challenge you're going to have to worry about is when you get to your offload or loading platforms, you got to make sure that you're the right distance away. What I do for that sometimes is when I do my cross pieces, if I want to line up everything symmetrical, which is what I'm trying to do in this world. So you have your cross pieces here, and if this needed to shift like this way, for example, I'd put 2 cross pieces there, leave one out. You got to put your ground in. There's no ground here now, but I'm not using those anymore. But you would, you disconnect that. And then the way I do it, just to give me that extra space that I need, I would go here, I'd link these, which it didn't link there because I don't have groundwork in. So we got to do this again. 1, 2. All right, so let's take out that one again. Everything's trial and error here. So I would put groundwork in. I'm not going to do it for this. So if it won't work that way, we'll go to the first one here, right? So it links, and then you hit your left alt. And with groundwork, it'd be easy, but you see, because, it's trying to fall below the ground. But I could link it there, and if I needed to pull it over with the groundwork in, I would come back the distance that I needed to hook up this cross. So right now, it's right between the 4x4 here is between the ties. If I needed to shift this whole track to this 4x4, I would need, 3 inches or so. So I would just bring this back 3 inches and it would be straight to the tie. And I'll show you more in just a second. Yeah, Baron, baby, we've got heaters built in during the winter here. So this is part of the new patch, all this snow. There's also, we got a couple new things today, besides some fixes. You have the engine shed. So we can put that back at the depot. Now notice they don't line up to the cross pieces, so we'll have to figure that out. But we can, we can put those there. Little engine shed. Excuse me, keep the little engines warm. I don't know how big it is because I guess I could just put it here. Let's take a look at it. Hello. There we go. Oh yeah, it's big enough. Yeah, we can put a couple engines in here. Bottom looks icy. And facilities. Also, we got a new they had been mentioning it for a while, but we got the caboose here. So you got the caboose, you got the brakeman's seat inside. So I'm assuming I'm not going to buy it right now because I'm not ready for anything like that so far. But yeah, so we got hand wheel on the back, and then you got inside where the brakeman would sit. The switchman, brakeman. We got a handbrake there, so he can operate that, which would be great for longer trains. Be nice. Very, very nice. And then, yeah, we'll just, when we buy it, we'll do our thing. Now, I don't know what's missing up here. Oh, that's a light, but it looks like there's, well, it's a chimney. No, the chimney's over there. So I'm not sure. Is it a peephole or something? So you can stand up and look out? There's some sort of handle or something in there, but I'm not sure what that is. That must be so you can look forward or backwards if you need to look further, but I thought that's what this was for. Maybe it's I don't know. Or maybe it's a light for, I don't know. I thought it would be a, well, there's a holder in there, so maybe you'd put a candle or something in there. I don't know. When we buy one, we'll figure out what it does, but maybe you can light it up or not. Or a lantern. Maybe a lantern goes in there. There you go. Caboose is new. Oh, yeah, and it said you had to be tier 3 for that caboose. All right, so I'm going to get back to doing some of this. I'll have you join me here in just a minute. All right, we're back. We just got back here to the where we're going to start the grade here in a moment. Oopsies. Yeah, so the I saw somebody do this a month ago or something. I've been doing it ever since, making switch stands. Great idea. I don't remember who it was. Could have been Kerbo. Could have been Con. It could have been. No, I don't know. I haven't seen Con lay too much track, so I don't know if it's him. Okay, so we're gonna start our decline, I guess you would say. Here. So I want to give myself some room because when you first connect the track, yeah, I guess that's all we're going to get there. So, you know, some flexibility if you need it. You can see below me, this is the groundwork it already had here. We're going to delete the track work that we already put here. It wasn't at the right elevation. And you can see the temporary one that I laid here. I kind of like this path better. Let me delete this temporary guy. I'm going to use this as a guide. But I don't want to cover, because if I come over the top of it, I want my rails to be buried, because then I'd have to delete it. And when you're doing grade, because I'm going to come down to 4% grade here just for the short period. I could make it 2% and go further, but whatever. So you can see how I have some rail or some, I've already, did I bring it all the way from over there yet? It looks like I have. All right, so I got to give myself some room here. And at this level here, it's not really, the height isn't that big of a deal because I can get up and down, but when it gets taller, it's more difficult. It's more better. Keep it straight. So that's completely straight there. Looks like I got some sort of bendy thing or other in here. We're going to start from the other side. We got to come down. Now, another thing that I have noticed, a lot of times I'll do this in the road bed first because it's, you know, easier to change. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's easier to spot. It's not as critical elevation side. You can see all the, oh, that's, okay, so that's my switch. But, you know, there's no reason we can't, if we want to go straight, see if we can, so I missed that, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to click, left click. See, I'm trying to do it without cutting trees down. I don't know why, I just don't want to. So that's off a little bit. I'm okay with being off just a tiny bit. So I've laid my 0, but you know I'm going to fall through it anyways, as most of you know who have done this. And then we'll be able to, I'm coming down at a 4% grade. So here's the problem I have. Well, that'll work because I've locked it completely straight, or what I think is completely straight. That way I can delete the old stuff. And then I'm trying to figure out, okay, we'll go there. I'm going to keep it straight for a little bit. Looks like here's where we're curving. And this is where I'm actually going to use the curve part of the tool. So we'll come to there. Nice 3% radius. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm looking for a nice meeting point. Again, take the trees out, it's fine. I just didn't want to because I knew I was going to be kind of going back and forth. Oop. So that's too much curve. That's not enough. And so we'll lock that in there. Let's go back to 0 or 1 because we're still at a 4. Now I'm going to finish doing this in the brick, or in this stone, and then I can go back over it with a different ground type if I want, but I want to maintain a nice constant gradient, which is much easier if I'm using this same, if I'm not switching in between, if that makes sense. All right, so, and then that's 0 radius. So I just want to come in here so that it's right at the same level, because I mean, you barely, yeah, see, I can't tell. That might be a problem. Just that little tiny lip. Although the stone did move up. And I think I was using variable as well instead of constant. So constant is from when you start laying the bed or the groundwork until you end. If you change it at any point your elevation, it'll change the entire length of it. The whole shebang. If you do variable, it's between every time you click to lay it, you're only going to change that side. So I've learned that lesson myself a couple 100,000 times already. I don't think I have quite 300 hours. I'm like right around 300 hours now in Railroads Online. All right. So we have our nice gradient, I hope. I hope it's a nice gradient. You can see right there where it starts to go down. There was a line somewhere. Where is it at? Just past here, where it's right there. You can kind of see it. That's one nice thing about that little tiny offset. It's easier to see. So let's see how this goes with the laying some track. Looking for a link point, another link point. And then you could go, you can either hold the Alt and go, because this is, I mean, look, that's not even straight though. That's not perfectly straight, aligned to the bed. So, I almost deleted my nice gradient. Another thing that sucks when you do it that way. Either way, I'm going to, because I have these cross pieces here, if I go like this, every two, when I come back, I can delete those ties, and then the rails are perfectly straight down the middle. And I don't have to delete and then drag, delete and then drag, delete and drag. Now I'm going to do it right down the middle here, or, you know, the best that I can tell. It's going to be a little wobbly. And so be it. You know, there's a trade-off. How much time it takes doing this, and does it have to be perfectly straight down these mains? No, it looks nice, especially on the map. You can tell. But there's nothing wrong with this. This is, you know, 18 whatever, late 1800s. They did survey it. They did lay it. But it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfectly straight. It wasn't perfectly straight. Hell, nowadays it may not even be perfectly straight. I don't know. Some of it is. Even with modern tools. So we're just going to, all we're trying to do right now is get down the grade. And then once we get on the flat again, it'll be perfectly straight because we've already done all that with those cross pieces, which takes forever. And it was a little bit off there, but it's supposed to, like, you know, kind of help you out and get it as straight as it. Let's see, because we got a little, somewhat of a, I'm going to choose to go straight, complete. Nope, now I got to curve it. So I got that weird. Yeah, I'll fix that. I'll fix that after, you know, it kind of bows out and comes back in. And again, I'm doing it with the tree still in, so, you know, it ups the challenge level. It is what it is. Okay, so now we see our perfectly straight set coming here. I'll probably redo it with some of this stuff. But there you have it. That I can't live with that though. It comes down. It does this weird deal. So if we can get a nice transition here, that would be great. We'll go back and we'll relay some of the red bed, you know, so it looks right. Like maybe if oh, see, I cut that one a little too short. No, that's not going to work either. Well, it's all right. It is. No, we're not. We literally cannot leave it that way. All right. We can't do that. I mean, it's a little wobbly up there anyhow. I just can't, in good conscience, leave that like that. See, that's perfectly straight here. Let's move that over a little bit. All right, and we'll make the connection, and let's see how terrible it looks. Yeah, could be better. I mean, that's fine. That is fine. Now that we made that connection, we can simply just continue. This will be the last bit that I demonstrate here for now. I go every 2, trying to stay out of the leaves. If you want to run straight track, this seems to be, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do perfectly straight track. You can just go down the middle. It'll be wobbly. You can run all these pieces. I took this piece out here to get to the roadbed elevation so that it was the same. And then we'll make the final connection here to another curve that I have. So then we'll just take out these rail pieces. If I can get the tie. Oops. And then that's going to, if you take a look at the map, you should see that, well, by the time you see this, there'll probably be more progress. But you can now see this here between the ironworks and the refinery. Once you look at that map, you'll see how it turned out. So thanks for watching, everybody. I wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks for watching the videos and supporting my channel with your time. I definitely appreciate that. 2021 was not a bad year for me. We had a bunch of growth, and we've enjoyed doing videos. Got a little burnout, so I slowed down a bit. Actually got a little ahead of myself. That gave me time, though, to get a bunch of the RP videos and everything that I've done. And now we're back to trying to figure out how to create new content and still continue with the older content that I've already rendered out and edited. So it takes a lot of time. Those of you who do YouTube know it takes forever, or can. And those that don't, it's magic. It's just there's videos there, and you know, it's great. It's not like Twitch. Twitch is easy. Twitch, you go on. I mean, it's easier in many ways, but you're live, so yeah. I'm going to continue working on this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, leave comments below. If this helped you in any way, you know, like everybody else says, hit that like button. It helps. It helps with the YouTube stuff, the algorithms. And basically, though, just watching the video from the beginning to the end, that helps the most for me. Just the fact that even if you're not paying attention to it, you know, just the watch hours is what I'm trying to get now, so that I can, so YouTube will start giving me some money for the time that I've put into these. And you can support that just by watching the videos. That's it. It's free. So I appreciate everybody. Have a great New Year again. And we'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you in the next one.